Hey Kaiju fans, so I have a review for you guys, and this time it's going to be SpaceGodzilla. I have two examples of the SpaceGodzilla here. One is made by Bandai. It's about 12 inches tall, a little bit more, give or take. And then we have also a smaller version off the left-hand side that came in a box that you kind of had to assemble. So we'll be taking a look at each of these figures in detail in a moment. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the big guy first. So this is a Bandai figure. It was sculpted and there's a stamp on it that says 1994, which basically coincided with the movie. I think this one, at least from the early Bandai Godzilla sculpts, is probably one of the best ones out there in my opinion. I guess there's a few things that I'd like to highlight here. First of all, the paint job is excellent. There's great shading throughout the body. There's obviously the red front, the crystals that are known to be prominent are certainly white, and they transition to this red and then they kind of cascade into the body. Kind of a very menacing looking face, if you can see that. We all know SpaceGodzilla is a cross between Godzilla and potentially other, let's call it characters in the previous films, and we'll get to that in a little bit here. What I would say is that the spines here are very kind of unique. I think those who've seen the Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla understand the dorsal fins are a little bit different than Godzilla. So these kind of resemble more crystals or ice blocks, or maybe if you were in a cave of some sort, you'd see these protrusions coming out of the ground or in the caves themselves. So I think this is a nice rendition of the SpaceGodzilla. I think that it was certainly big for its time. I mean, I think there are some X Plus figures that are out there currently that are certainly higher in stature, but I remember picking this up as a younger person and really enjoying it. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this smaller guy here. So I guess maybe the biggest difference between the figure, the taller Bandai figure I just showed, and this one is, this one's a little bit more anatomically robust, I would say. You could tell his legs are pretty thick, and it's almost like he's squatting, and this certain sculpt was probably not meant to be a perfect proxy to what appeared in the movie, but I will say that the paint job is actually excellent. If you kind of look closely here and see the dorsal fins, there's actually shading on the dorsal fins as opposed to the other figure I just showed you. So I think there was certainly a lot of time and care trying to craft this figure and paint it. I'm not sure how they manufacture these things, but I would imagine that at some point someone did have to spray each of these spines, or at least in its initial design phase. I will say that the tail is just, at least from the back and how it kind of loops around like this, for me feels much more realistic. I can see kind of the purple gradient here as opposed to the last figure. And yeah, just kind of a smaller SpaceGodzilla collectible that you can display in your desk or on a surface or what have you. I think it's a nice little piece here. There's certainly quite a big size difference between the two, but hopefully I can continue to add to this collection in the near future. Maybe I can pick up for myself an X Plus figure, and then that would be sort of the next size up, and certainly with more detail. But yeah, that's kind of a quick look at these two SpaceGodzilla figures. I probably will have another video out explaining more about the history of SpaceGodzilla for those who maybe have not seen the movie, or even if you have, I'm sure you would identify and sort of commiserate with me about the sort of the plot of the movie and the story arc itself. But regardless, please like and subscribe our content if you enjoy what you're seeing, and head on over to KaijuKingdomCollectibles.com. We also carry a lot of other kaiju products as well. So we'll catch you next time. Thanks.